He's not afraid to lose you. That's why he doesn't chase you or pursue you.
Do men pursue women anymore? Do men know what the definition of dating is?
Man dumped his girlfriend after she expected him to pay for her entire birthday dinner with all of her friends.
63% of men in their 20s.
The men today have become immune to modern women's tears.
I am so tired of feeling like it's never going to be my turn to find love, and I know that someone out there knows what I mean right now.
Let's talk about why you can't find love even though you really, really want it.
If I am not your dream girl, get out of the way. I want someone who's obsessed.
Walking away seems like the better option. Men aren't objects to leech off of. Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
What kind of world do we live in, where a normal, regular girl cannot find just a regular guy out here to date?
They can. The problem is society has lied to us, telling us to never settle, telling us that we're the prize to be won, telling us that no matter who we date, we deserve better, that we shouldn't put up with this or that. When the reality is a lot of those things are just natural human things, that everybody makes mistakes and no one's perfect. We're expected to hold men to these ridiculous that they can never reach. We are taught to expect perfection from our relationships, and we're not perfect ourselves. Instead of being realistic on what we personally can bring to a relationship and finding a man that is similar, we keep our expectations ridiculously high, which will make it impossible for us to find someone amazing. If you are truly willing to date a man that has flaws and imperfections, a man that does his best and treats you well, but doesn't necessarily give you the world, you're gonna find a man. Those men are abundant.
I am probably a great partner. I just do not have the patience anymore. Check your friend zones, ladies. He's there if you sincerely want that good guy. The regular, chill, kind guys, we still exist. We just like being left alone in peace. No, it should be phrased like this. What kind of world do we live where a normal good guy gets told he's not good enough? What kind of world do we live in where whatever that man does is never enough? What kind of world do we live in where if a man is nice, it's seen as a red flag? The good guys didn't just wake up and decided to not deal with women. They've been pushed to not deal with them because that's what women wished for.
If you are laying in that man's bed and you start to think to yourself, what's he thinking about? Does he like me? Go home. Get up and go home. Yes, he likes you, otherwise you wouldn't be over at his house right now. But what's he thinking about? Other bitches, probably. Get up and go home. Do not say that shit out loud.
All women are 304s. Nope. There is no such thing as traditional women anymore. Wrong. Women simply aren't worth it. What does that even mean? I am so tired of all of this negativity. Are you going to insist that masculinity is about growth, suffering, and overcoming difficult things? And then just not date because it's hard? Are some of you really so pessimistic and self-hating that you will just resign yourself to never feeling love and affection? Are you really going to sit here and insist that you have all of the answers to dating and then just refuse to pass those answers on to a woman who is ready and willing to please you? Tell me, what battle are you even fighting? You insist there's a problem, but you aren't trying to actually solve it? What is the point of all of this other than to just kick and scream? There are a lot of great women out there looking for men with your values. Go meet them, be strong in your convictions, and enjoy the life that you can create with them. Because the negativity has got to stop.
I am truly much happier since I took myself out of the game. Pretty much. Trying to find a good woman is like finding a gold needle in a haystack. Can't use a magnet, and the needle blends in. If every time you did a certain task, you smashed your fingers, how many times do you continue doing that task before you don't do that task again? Because when it comes to divorce, the risk is too high for a man to lose half of everything. Divorce family court is biased against men. In this narcissistic society, both sides of the aisle. Men get the short end of the stick, and there is no benefit, only detriment, and are happier alone. Nah, I'm good. Too much risk, ridiculous standards, labeled as a creep just approaching. Happier out of the game. There are good women out there, true, but how do men know she will not scream and accuse him of being a creep? It's just a lose-lose battle. That's why they're walking away. Dating is only hard for these women because the man's needs aren't being met. They only care about themselves. This is what it looks like for men when they say something. They mean their words.
I wanna be alone. Alone with you, does that make sense?
I'm so sick of being told that I should be happy single. I don't want to be. I want to be in love. I want to be sickening to everyone around us. I want to adore them and I want them to adore me. I want to find my person. I want to love them and I want them to love me. I have so much of myself to pour into someone and right now I feel empty. It shouldn't be this hard to find love. But all I find myself doing is scrolling through stupid dating apps, finding stupid men who just want sex. And I'm so sick of it. Why is it so hard to find love?
Good morning. I have a couple questions. Maybe y'all can help me out. Here in Florida, since I just moved here about 4 months ago, men are very different. They don't court you. Whatever happened to flowers and phone calls and good morning, babe, and good night, babe, and let's go get lunch or breakfast, or hey, do you want to go look at the sunset? I don't fucking know. But that's gone now. Men don't do that. It's you gotta be the man, and that's so unattractive when you gotta pull out your masculine energy because the dude is too soft. It's wake up, dudes. Be a man. Build something. I don't know. I'll cook. You build. I mean, on a date, take the lead. I don't understand. It's situationships all day long. It just, it's so unattractive. I don't get it. Can somebody explain it? Or is it me? I don't know. I don't know. Let me know.
The simple answer for this would be, it's not worth it anymore. These men have grown tired of the excuses, the lies, the no response, the no effort. But the truth of the matter is, most women don't appreciate these things. They take advantage of these men without having no remorse whatsoever. At some point, it becomes an expectation, and they become so demanding. The men caught onto the game and will no longer be playing.
Surprise! The number of young single men in America is at a record high. This is why. According to Pew Research data that was released this week, a staggering 63% of men in their 20s are single, which is almost double that of women. Lonely men out there? Let's break down these numbers. Scholars say that women don't want to marry down, whereas in the past, men played a more significant, dominant role in relationships. Women are now taking home 60% of all bachelor's degrees. And even though men still earn more money than women, that wage gap is slowly closing. It's now sitting at $43 a week. And that empowerment of young women is removing young men from the relationship equation. So then who are these young women dating? Some are dating and marrying slightly older men, which has been a thing for centuries. And others are more openly dating each other. There's more to it than just changing social dynamics. Women are also tired of dating emotionally unavailable and distant men, which is a larger issue in male relationships in general. Research shows that more men than women are friendless and lonely, and only half of single men are even looking for a committed relationship or even going on casual dates. They just want friends. And the social disconnect actually has really tragic consequences. The young male unalive rate is 4 times that of women. And all this research compounds with a 2021 Gallup poll, which found that American men are experiencing a friendship recession, with nearly 1 in 6 American men reporting not having a single close friend. Female empowerment is one thing, but if relationships and friendships are both falling for men, where does that leave us in the future?
Staying single because it's too expensive to date in this economy. Rather spend on myself than another person who can just walk away. Research can be used to blame either side. Long and short, dating is awful right now, just not worth the headache. As a young male, I'm single because loyalty in a relationship means a lot to me, and it's very difficult to find. I have brothers. Great jobs, handsome, smart. They won't get married. There is no advantage for them to having just a girlfriend. Big risk. I want something serious, especially after being too awkward as a teen. But my expectations aren't on the floor. Guess I'll keep waiting. I like how this whole segment was phrased in a way to still somehow be the fault of men as a group. Let's address this. Single does not mean lonely. Choosing peace doesn't mean lonely. They're forgetting a big component. Here, loyalty. That is something that is lacking. What's the incentive for men to date if loyalty doesn't exist in the relationship? It's really amazing. No matter what, everything just seems to be men's fault. Last time I checked, whenever a man tried to show his emotions, he was called weak and made fun of. So it's not that men are emotionally unavailable. There's a reason why men don't open to women, because when he does, it gets thrown back in his face. At this rate and how things are going, we are heading towards a failed society.
If I am not your dream girl, get out of the way. I want someone who's obsessed with me, someone who wants to see me. They want to call me when we're not together. When we are together, they can't take their hands off of me. I want someone that loves the way that I love. So if that's not you, make room.
What would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10?
I think I'm a 10. I know I'm a 10. I'm confident that I'm a 10.
You spin for the camera. do a little slow walk, up and back. Having fun, aren't you? Okay. So, if you're a 10, what do you think Beyonce is?
Oh no, Beyonce is like more than 100, 1,000, a million, a trillion. It's like J-Lo, like saying, you know, like they're up there. You know what I mean?
Loyalty and faithfulness are at an all-time low, and cheating is at an all-time high, and we wonder why when we have all these apps that we have instant accessibility to other people and to attention that other people give us when we're not happy with our relationship. Instead of talking to that person, you drift off to someone who gives you attention. You see the highlight reel of their life, and you assume they're better than the person you're with because you see the best parts of them instead of actually knowing the inside. Because I'll tell you what, if you get with someone else, you think the grass is greener on the other side, most likely you'll run into the same problems you had with the person that you were just in a relationship with. Because relationships aren't peaches and cream all the time. They're not easy. They take work. They take communication. They take working with someone else outside of yourself and not being selfish all the time. But nobody has the discipline to stay connected with somebody long enough to make it work. We always want instant gratification, so we're seeking attention elsewhere because we don't have the patience with someone else. That's the problem, not these apps. It's people.
People are looking for perfection in another person, and as soon as they don't perform, they're out the door. Crazy world we live in. That ain't love. You're so correct. I made it work for 19 years. She never reciprocated my love for her. 3 years after our divorce, she still reminds me of her regret. The applications has given people a false sense of romantic options. Most people here are here to look for victims. Their body count gets higher and higher. A woman will leave a good dude to be with a dude she thinks is better, but then realizes the dude she wanted is a sorry dude. Now she's stuck. This generation is full of broken and damaged people. Probably the number one thing that plays a big role in it is social media. Hookup culture is another factor. This issue is that they're looking for perfection, where a man can date a regular girl as long as she's loyal. A woman needs to have 1,000 checkboxes checked before moving forward. Honestly, the only thing left to secure in this generation is whatever peace you have created for yourself. Social media give these women that instant dopamine hit and the instant gratification in the Chad's life. Just to get with the Chad and realize that Chad never wanted her in the first place.
Ladies, please date for your benefit. Date for your benefit. Your benefit is a better life, a better lifestyle, children who are taken care of, who have a stable father financially, even if he's not stable emotionally, but financially. Your children go to private schools, they get the best of everything. Okay, because these men are dating for their benefit, and we all know their benefit is sex. Okay, there's studies that have shown most women reach the age of 35 without ever coming. Okay, most women have never orgasmed. Most women are faking it in bed. I think 80% of women fake it in the bedroom. There is no benefit for us in the bedroom. Okay, our benefit is becoming mothers, which is a lifelong fulfillment. But the actual sex itself, it just benefits men. And because they benefit from us, we too should benefit from them. Get what you can. Go scam. Scam him if you must. Scam him if you must. Go.
An emotionally unstable father can be more harmful than the financially unstable one. Just saying. This is disgusting advice. This is the kind of advice that bitter women give other women to drag them down to their misery. Did you hear the only so-called benefit she pointed out was sex? A man doesn't have to be tied down to a woman to get sex from her. He can get it from other women. These types of advice always come from women who aren't married and just angry at men for the man that they allow into their lives. With this kind of thought, the toxicity will only grow and separate us more.
If a man is so blessed about paying for your dates, he's just not gonna be a good provider. It just shows his character. A good provider will not mind paying for the dates. That's his mentality. So when you go on date and then your date required you to pay half on being bitching about it, or ask you if the next time you can pick it up, he's not gonna be a good provider. So when you marry them, he's gonna do the thing like that original content creator mentioned. Whenever you ask him for $10, he's gonna be bitching about it, he's gonna be complaining about it. You think you wanna deal with that the rest of your life? No. So you want to find a good provider, and it shows on the dates. They will want to pay for the dates.
If a woman can't pay for her meal on the first date, she's a leecher that's been hopping from men to get free meals. As stated before, a date is to get to know someone and see whether or not you want to move on. What happens if there's no second date and the woman just never gets back to the guy? Now he feels used. If both parties pays for their meals and there happens to not be a second date, no one is walking away feeling some type of way. If she has expectations on the first date, is it okay for the guy to have expectations as well? It's only fair, right? I mean, this is equality.
He ain't got no money. He ain't got no money. He ain't got no money. He do not have no money.
I personally think dating apps should only be for people who actually want to date. Get off if you don't want to date. I feel like Tinder is kind of known as the hookup app, so okay, sure, you can go on there, but get off Hinge. Hinge is for dating. Don't go on there if you just want to hook up or find someone to Snapchat back and forth with. Get off, respectfully. Or someone says that they're looking for a long-term relationship, but then they either literally don't respond when you're trying to get to know them or plan a date, or they ask for your Snapchat. A grown-ass man should not be asking for my Snapchat. I love finding Michael, 27, unemployed, who's looking for short-term fun. Respectfully, Michael, respectfully. I think you're a little too old for that. Why would you not want a relationship? And he lives in his mom's basement, and he doesn't have a car either, so you have to pick him up, and then unfortunately on the date he's going to have forgotten his wallet. But just short-term fun, not looking for a relationship. No.
It's crazy how women will complain about this and still spread their legs to this type of guy while ignoring the good guy. If people truly want to find love, then dating apps shouldn't be a thing. Going back to how dating was back then would be great for a lot of people, but that's only wishful thinking. Considering the drop rates in dating and how 63% of men are walking away, there is just no chance. I like how she pointed Tinder was a hookup app, and yet these women still continue using it and then complain, Why am I getting ghosted after he smashed?
A man will go hard for the woman he wants. They are pursuers by nature. If he's not pursuing you and making his intentions known, you're not the one he wants.
A man shouldn't chase a woman. If she's not showing you interest, if she's making you jump through hoops, she doesn't like you. She doesn't want you. Chasing after someone looks desperate.
I agree.